Hello, my darling. Thank you for showing up. And today I want to talk about, I know a lot of people are gearing up for the holiday season. Whatever holiday it is that you, your family, your chosen family celebrate, the next few months hold a lot of energy, and sometimes the holidays are a season of joy, of excitement, and sometimes they're full of feelings of grief and regret and disappointment. And so wherever you fall, I invite you, I really want you to though, to invite you to show up with so much love for yourself, first and foremost. And also I want to share a little perspective that I have this year, and I have a lot of clarity, and how I feel about the holidays and being around family was very different for me last year than it is this year. And I'm sharing this because I think it's important for relationship building, for ourselves, for self-awareness, and also for healing our relationship with others, especially family. And we're going to focus on family, but you can choose whatever works for you, whether it's your chosen family or your community, whoever you spend time with during holidays. And yeah. I'm just trying to think, because this is very raw for me, because I was just washing my hands in the bathroom, and I keep seeing all these things about holidays, and I'm like, a lot of people experience holidays in a different way. Some people close to me love the holiday season. Some people close to me dread it, and it's just not a good experience for them. For me personally, the holidays has always been, and mostly like the end of a year, it's always been a time of excitement for me. We're transitioning into winter, the winter season, fall. I'm a fall girly through and through. I'm actually going through an experience now called Hot Girls. We're still in retrograde, so my words are bloop bloop. I don't want to butcher this. She's so amazing, Melissa, in how she facilitates all of her medicine and her elixirs is what she calls it. And she's so freaking awesome. Hot girl folly. No. You would think these are bloopers that I would want to take out, but I keep them in because I'm like, I remember someone telling me, I had shared that I have cringe moments sometimes if I do listen back to some of my episodes, because sometimes I re-listen to episodes to help me, hype myself up, or for inspiration or reminders. So we should all be our biggest inspiration, honestly. But anyway, when I have listened back sometimes and I go through these little blooper moments, I'm like, oh my gosh, who the heck wants to hear that? And then it's funny because around that time when I was discussing it with a close friend, she was like, she actually likes them and appreciates them because they show that it's like more relatable or whatever. Anyway, the case is that I don't care for editing anyway, because it's time consuming for me, and it's just another, for what? What do I need to edit for? And I understand, in content creation, the need for editing. But for this purpose of the podcast, I'm just I want to have a conversation with my community. And that's what it is. And sharing what's on my heart without being, too, I'm not going to say too focused, because I do. It's just part of me. I tend to think about everything. And that's exhausting. But really it comes from the intention of like wanting to provide a good experience for my community. And that's you showing up every single time. And knowing, if anything, I want to share that perfection is just you showing up. Like, you are perfect just as you are. And I think really reframing that has been a game changer for me. And it's been easier for me to create from a space of ease, because this really is easy for me. It's the hard stuff is not like showing up and sharing what's on my heart or my experience or my wisdom or something that I've learned or my mess ups, that's not really hard for me. What's hard for me is organizing sometimes all of my thoughts and the technical piece of uploading, and it's not so much hard, it's just making time and effort to do the things so that I can work behind the scenes. A lot of work does go behind the scenes. And so, I share this because anyone doing any type of craft, a lot goes into it. You only get to see the final product of whatever it is, but a lot goes on behind the scenes, okay? And not only the actual like tangible things, but some of us, because I'm not speaking for everyone, I can only speak for myself, but I know that other people experience this as well, is overcoming our own inner gremlin of like, that voice that tells you like, oh, you can't do this, or that wasn't good enough, or whatever the case may be. And remembering that your vision from your heart, from your soul, was there for a reason. And so your job is to follow that. And yeah, it can be like, I always say this, like mental gymnastics sometimes. But the more you do it and the more you practice, it really does get easier. I don't know if this is ever going to go away. I don't. And I'm being honest. I don't know if I'm just going to be able to do the thing, share the thing, and not wonder like, oh, did I miss something? Or was I clear? Does, all of that? Or how will this land? My only job is to just show up and just be me. And that's it. And, know that along the way in your journey, it is what it is. And I say that in terms of not just like relinquishing responsibility or accountability. It is what it is, meaning that part of the human experience is that we are flawed. And that's not a bad thing. That's what makes us us. And we see flaws as like this, oh my gosh, it's so exhausting to even think about, because I think about this a lot because I read and I like try to get different perspectives from people and just trying to understand like human behavior and my own self. I think I do this a lot. I do a lot of research because I'm trying to understand myself more clearly, more like in a better way, so that I can understand others, so that I can try to deepen my own relationships. And because at the center of my vision is community. And so we're not going anywhere when we're thinking only about ourselves, okay? Like, look at the world around you. That's not the vibe, okay? It's just not. But anyway, that's me. That's my life. You decide on your own. But I know that if you're here, if you're listening, you're on my vibe. So anyway, I don't even remember what I started talking about. Oh, holidays. Hello. Okay. No, this all ties into this because of all of this like self-learning that I've been doing in the last year. First and foremost, because it's a forever journey. Anyway, I am really excited and really coming from a place of gratitude that I get to spend time with my family in the next few months. And I'm actually traveling which I don't really like traveling during the holidays because it's crazy, it's scary, and there's just so much unknown. And at the same time, I know that it will be fine. And the fact that I get to travel to see my people that I love so dearly is such a blessing. It's a privilege. It's something that I don't take for granted. Okay. And so I share this with you in full transparency because last year I was in a very different space. And this has nothing to do with my family, my friends, or and my community. It has to do with because in the last year, they haven't really changed that much in how they interact with me. I'm the one that has changed. And so that's why I feel different. Okay. And while things have shifted a bit in some areas, not really that much outside of my outside of my world. It's mostly the internal stuff. And I share this with you because I know how hard it is. I know. And I don't even know to the extent of your experience because everyone's experience is very different. And so back to scheduled programming. Actually, none of this is scheduled, but my recording was interrupted by my beautiful grandma calling me about holiday shenanigans, hilariousness. And so I had to pause, but I'm coming back in. You see, you can even tell in my voice, it's like lighter and full of relief and gratitude that I still get to share experiences with my grandmother because she has always been the pillar of my holiday experience. No matter what was going on, she always she kept our traditions alive. She's a big part of my life, and shout out to you, mommy, if you're listening, which you probably aren't, but I don't care. I love you. And so I share all of this because the holidays haven't always been the easiest time for us as a family. A lot of things come up, a lot of feelings, a lot of situations that are really not easy to navigate. But the one thing I always went to was that feeling of home and that feeling of familiarity. And, it is comforting. It is. But not to say that it was all like, great, everyone getting along and, all of that stuff. So that's why I say I understand the nuance, the duality of like joy and grief or, whatever it is. And I also understand that some people don't even care about the holidays, and that's okay too. I think this episode was birthed from a place of remembering that we can be on our own time, okay? And we get to decide. We get to choose what we want our life to look like. And I know it's very hard, especially, coming from a Latina family of deep culture and tradition, and also like a lot of love, a lot of chaos, a lot of crazy. And it's not easy, okay? Because everyone has a very clear definition of what they think is right and what they think things should look like and what they think that your life should look like and all that jazz. And I'm talking about everybody, okay? And so, I don't know. I think this is just a love letter for anyone navigating anything during the holidays, and that it's like not easy for them. Mom. And yet again, I was interrupted. And I share this because these are the real life behind the scenes, okay?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. So get to it. So no, it's always apologizing because it's like, listen, these kids are home and all you hear is mom, mom, mom. They need, everything is urgent. And it's like, I'm over here trying to do all the things. But, whatever. Life be lifing. I'm grateful. So, this is also an episode to honor where you're at. And I think I have this sense of relief now because I'm feeling lighter and I'm feeling more present, and like I actually want to show up and be with my people versus last year. It was so hard. It felt like I needed to perform. It felt like because my emotional wellness was not well at all, because of a lot of the internal stuff that I was holding and my emotional capacity being depleted, because of that, I felt like, oh, if I show up to any family event, friend event, whatever, then I need to perform. And I hate to say that, because who the heck wants to perform around people that love them? But the reality is that relationship dynamics can be very tricky. And so sometimes you are in a situation where you feel called to perform in order to avoid things. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that that's what's happened. And for me, I spent a lot of my life looking at and assessing, what do other people need? How can I show up? And it stemmed from this need for me to get validation, because I didn't feel that I was completely worthy of just showing up as I am. And that's why I've spent my entire moving forward, my energy in creating spaces that remind you to show up as you are, and that's okay, because I know what a toll it takes on that journey when you're constantly thinking or hypervigilant or wondering, this constant need to feel like you want to belong and you don't, or that whatever you're doing is not good enough. And, people can feel this a lot in some family dynamics. It's a thing. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from. That's the one thing a lot of people hold in common. It's just family dynamics are tricky. Okay. And everybody thinks their family is crazy. I just know this because I've heard this. Okay. So, and not that we're comparing family stories, but I want you to look at things from a space of if we were to really sit down and compare stories and experiences, we are a lot more alike than we are different. No matter the culture and background, there are a lot of similarities that tie us together in terms of family. Not always, but there are more than none. So I also want to say that, I heard, I forgot where it was, but recently I heard that you can opt out of, holiday anything. And you can. And I just invite you to dig into what you need. And if opting out of whatever it is, if it does bring you more peace, if it does help you, or if opting out would just be avoiding. And I share that because with take this with a grain of salt, because there are just some people in life, some situations, some dynamics that you just do not need to be exposed of. And I'm sharing this from my own experience. I'm just no, I know my limits. And so this is a great time for you to know your needs, know your emotional capacity, where you're at, not try to perform, not try to push yourself to do something or be somewhere that you actually don't need to be for your health. And yes, that is valid. And it's not dramatic, no matter what anyone will tell you. You know what's good for you. And at the same time, I offer you to think about how showing up, how being present would help you, and what would you get out of it. And I say this because I think I'm in a space of trying to do the opposite of avoiding and trying to face all the things throughout this year. And in doing that, what happened was I amazed myself. I was like, oh, I could say the thing. I could show up the way I am. And like, as long as I'm okay with it, then that's all that matters, because we cannot control anyone outside of ourselves. And I'm not saying that this is easy, because it's not. But what I'm saying is, when you take the time to like really dig into accepting yourself for who you are, and not even being so dramatic as like who you are, but like meeting yourself where you're at. Last year, I wish I could go back in time to this time last year and tell myself, Kayla, it's okay. It's okay to opt out. It's okay to let people know you're just not in the space. It's okay. And while I did opt out of a lot of things, I did not communicate, and I just did it. And I was hard on myself. I did not treat myself with love and kindness, which is what kept me in that cycle for so long. Because when we do the thing that we know we need to take care of ourselves, that's just one part of it. Number two is, the first part is really believing that what you did was the right thing, and not being in this internal battle of, I'm doing this, but I feel bad, or I'm doing this, but what if, or how will they, or whatever it is. That's not going to help you. And that's not going to help people that love you, people that you love, people that you are in relationship with. It's really not. And so I wish I could go back to myself, give myself a hug, and be like, girl, listen, okay? You are not okay. And that is okay. And you do not have to take on the emotional burden of taking care of yourself and caring about what everyone else thinks or whatever it is. And I share this as a person that, like, it gives me a lot more empathy and compassion when I see somebody who's maybe quiet and they're not normally quiet, or maybe they're like struggling in silence. And you may not even realize this, because I was that person. So I try to see, like, if someone's behavior shifts, or if someone that you love isn't showing up in the way that they usually do, before coming at them, before judging, because we all do it. And the one thing I'm really trying not to do is judge myself. But the more we do that, the more like it shifts our energy, and it makes us more approachable. Maybe the person, like, if you didn't show up with the energy of like, this is how I feel, and this is the only thing, and just basically trying to see it from only your perspective, and just opening up and seeing like maybe someone else is experiencing something that like is hard. That could open up a lot of possibility. And if you're the one who is always coming from that space and wondering and being compassionate and like open and kind, then forget what I said and do that for yourself. Do that for yourself, because we all have to find our own balance and what works for us. And that's it, really. That's it. Maybe creating your own traditions is what you need. Maybe showing up and not spending the entire time in a place. If it bothers you, then you don't need to. I think all of this is you don't need to do the things that everyone says to do or follow what everyone else is doing. You get to customize your own life experience. You get to decide, okay, where you're going to go, how you're going to show up, how long you're going to show up. And I know, because I've judged people in the past. I am so completely honest when I say, like, especially when it comes to family dynamics, because I love my family and friends. And like when it's people that are close, I'm like, I go hard for you people. But in doing that, in expecting everyone to be on your same level, that is just not. I know this about myself. I have cut off knowing or having some sort of space for the other person, whoever I was judging, I was minimizing their experience, because there's always a reason. There is always a reason, and we may not understand the reason, and that's okay. And so I'm speaking from both ends of being the person that has shifted on, dreading the holidays, and being on the other end of wanting to be around my people and like wondering what the heck is going on with the people who don't show up or half show up or whatever it is. Okay. Yeah. So I love you so much. I have so much more to share. I just wanted to come on and just, this is my love letter to you, for anyone going through it, about to go through it. And if you are thriving, if you are living your life, if you're doing the things, if you feel good, if you amazing, then share more of that love. All right, take care.